I'm festive, get some orange, get some black going on, and then get a headband and some of the leftover accessories from the Dollar Tree, like little ornaments and little pumpkins and stuff like that. Hack glue those puppies right onto your headband, and boom, you are in the Halloween spirit. And people will look at you really funny. Fun fact, I was looking back at older episodes of my live streaming show from 15 years ago, and on Halloween, I decided to wear essentially this pumpkin size on a headband. It is the funniest thing ever to see. So I definitely encourage you, if you want to have a little bit of a flashback of the insanity that Andrea Curry Crafts is, please go visit some of our older episodes in the Craftastic Vault. Now, since this is the first one, I'd love to know if you would wear anything like this on your head. I know Cliff would, because Cliff looks, I actually think I might have some pictures of Cliff wearing headbands things on his head like this. You know what this reminds me of is a bit of like Bridgerton. If anybody here knows what Bridgerton is, the show Bridgerton is, they have these really eccentric headpieces and wigs and stuff like that. So I'm going to call this my Bridgerton Halloween outfit. All right. Yeah. Vintage, fun, romantic. Okay. Mine's more quirky. But before we get into what I created with the challenge of the tin that was previously holding nuts and candy and stuff like that, dried fruit, I would love to talk about beyond Halloween and not Christmas just yet, although a lot of this episode is going to be about Christmas decorating. But I want to talk about what starts tomorrow for a lot of people, which is Dia de los Muertos. And Dia de los Muertos is a holiday. It's called Day of the Dead, if you didn't already know. And a lot of people confuse it with like decorations for Halloween, where there's skulls and they're decorated and stuff like that. It's not anything to do with Halloween. It's about respecting the loved ones that have died in our lives, and remembering them and putting up offers for them to come back in spirit and enjoy the things that they loved in the living world. So I have always loved Dia de los Muertos, and I kind of, it's been a while since I've done anything for Dia de los Muertos, but when I got the challenge to reuse a milk jug, and I'll show you what that milk jug looked like, it made me realize, whoa, first accident of the afternoon. So last week, I was challenged to create something with this, as well as something with a tin that was used for nuts and candy. I could not figure out how to put the two together, to be honest. It was absolutely insane. But I did realize that this is pure white underneath. So what I did was I cut off this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not even sticky, which is like even better, which makes this a super quick craft and easy to do with kids too. So I took that off, and look, perfectly white. I mean, this is like a canvas for creativity here. And so I thought, it's been a long time since I've done a Dia de los Muertos sugar skull craft. And so I'm going to turn my milk jug, almond milk jug, into a like a little decoration that can hold flowers, like a vase, that sort of thing. So I'll show you what I did, but I'm going to show you kind of step by step how I did it. So this is the jug, and I cut it with a serrated knife, a pointed serrated. I just went like that, and then serrated knife it. It's a pretty thick plastic, so I couldn't just cut it with a regular pair of scissors. Kind of had to work with a serrated knife. And then I did go in with a smaller pair of scissors just to sort of take some of the, the scratchy pieces off of it. So what I did was I cut it like that in half. Now, I am going to use this for another craft, and I could use it for a Dia de los Muertos craft, but I have another idea for this. In fact, it's a really good funnel. Look at that. Like just take the top off, really good funnel. But what I did was I added these rounded edges here. And then I took some acrylic markers, some Sharpie markers. Oh, it all fell on the ground. and I created a Dia de los Muertos skull on it. And then what you do is if you have fresh flowers, which I really, really need to go out and get some fresh flowers. And you would want to get, like, if you're trying to honor a loved one, you would want to get the fresh flowers of the loved one's favorite flower. Now, commonly for Dia de los Muertos, it is marigolds. They're orange. I had some orange stuff hanging around, so I'm just going to throw that in there as filler. And put that in there. Now, I was... I saved it. Oh, man. We almost had disaster number 2. Hold on.
I could let the dogs up here. That'll help.
No. We don't need that. So I just, if I was doing this for my dad, my dearly departed dad, I would put some roses in here. So, but what I did have laying around, and just to show you an example of how it comes together, I just, I'm starting to add little flowers that I had laying around from my Halloween and from my crafty stash as well. So it's really just, zhuzhing it up a little bit, and the rest of the stuff I had for this is fallen onto the ground because I'm clearly like out of sorts today. All right, so you come here for the crafts and inspiration, but you actually are coming for the entertainment that Cliff and I provide you, because I promise you this is just a day in the life of Andrea and Cliff. Speaking of Cliff, that rascal of his. Okay, so look at how cute. I mean, it is a cute thing. I think that it's great for kids. Once you get this cut out, I'm going to let, Gavin, do one on this side here. It's just a really sweet little quick craft, keeps the kids busy, and you get to talk about Dia de los Muertos as well. And that is also a nice topic to talk about, honoring our loved ones that have passed. So, Halloween is upon us, and I was reflecting on all of the projects that we have done since I think I started in September for Halloween products or projects, DIYs, all kinds of things. And I have a lot of them around me. So one of my favorite ones is this pumpkin nutcracker. And another one, I have this guy over here. It's just so funny to surround yourself by all the things that you made and go, oh my gosh, I made a lot. And one of my more popular ones was the Boo Crew. Woo! The Boo Crew. And another simple, easy one for the kids. Some ghosty luminaries. I mean, our house is decked out. If I brought everything up here, another favorite of mine is over here. If I brought everything up here, I think we would be having even more accidents probably. All right, so this one is my favorite because Gavin made this when we had a little crafty session, and I made this batty one, and Gavin made the cheerleader one, and I just think it's adorable, and we're always going to have this memory because we made this together, and I just think that making stuff together solidifies memories in a way that other things can't. So I'm in love with this one as well. Cliff's version of the candy corn characters, just for a reminder, if you haven't seen it. It's a witch. It's a witch, I guess. I don't know. It's a shrimp witch. I don't know. Still very much a memory maker because Cliff, let's be honest, this guy's unique. Hold on, let me take a sip. Okay. So, talking about Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, sort of getting that all packed up so that we can make room for Thanksgiving a little bit, but mostly Christmas because Christmas is like freaking Super Bowl, right? Like it is go time for crafters. So I went to the Dollar Tree, and the Dollar Tree is loaded with Christmas. There's still some Halloween stuff around that you can get, but I mean, they've moved on. And here's the thing, I like to criticize that, but I'm also a crafter that needs to get ahead of holidays because you don't want to watch a Christmas craft on Christmas, do you? You want to watch a Christmas craft before Christmas, which makes my life a little bit easier when the stores actually do have Christmas supplies in October. So I went to Dollar Tree yesterday, and now we're getting into the section of this that has to do why I fired Cliff. So we're getting into the part where I needed to come up with a craft for a tin can container, the ones that are really cute and they have all the little nut things in it, and it's just really nice. And Cliff's parents send us a really nice one every Christmas, and so I save mine because they're great organizers and I just love them a lot. But I didn't do anything with the one that they sent me last year, and this year I was challenged to make something for Christmas with it by My Crafty Adventures, aka Caroline. Hopefully she's here. And she was thinking that I could create, or that Cliff and I could create something like a carousel, something Christmassy, carousel-y, that sort of thing. Well, fast forward to this week, and I have scheduled Wednesday to be the day that I'm going to create something. And yes, that's a little last minute, but I actually work really well against the clock. And Cliff and I are on our morning walk, and I say, I got to go to Dollar Tree because if I don't go to Dollar Tree, then I'm not going to have any Christmas stuff to decorate this project with. And he's like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be a part of creating that. And I was like, yeah, what are we going to create here, bud? And we're walking the dogs, and he goes, huh. And he's looking up, and he's looking up, and I'm like, oh no, Cliff is getting one of his wild ideas. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it, because Cliff, if you don't know him, which you probably don't, you're newer to this channel, Cliff has ideas that are far from mainstream. I'm used to that. I'm very much used to that. That's why we have Inventor Parents channel, for him to have this weird inventor parents type of thing. And I have that same wild hair up my butt too. So I'm not trying to say that he's the only one, but he gets this look on his face, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. And he goes, well, let's start with the problem. And I'm like, there's no problem, dude. There's no problem here. It's just that we have to make something cute and decorative out of this tin and possibly a milk jug. And he's like, no. Let's talk about the problem of Santa's sleigh. And I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Okay, I guess he's got Santa's sleigh on his mind. That's his inspiration. And I'm like, okay, I'm with you. I see you. And he's like, what is the one thing that a person would need if they were working 24/7 or 24? If they were working 24 hours, no stopping, that sort of thing. And I was thinking about it, and what are the basic human needs, food, water, that sort of thing, which, Santa's totally got that covered. But I was like, a bathroom, that's something that I can think of right away that probably Santa does not have access to. And he goes, yes, totally. And I'm like, okay, we're brainstorming here. And I'm thinking, yeah, what would be hilarious is like we build like a cute little Santa's sleigh, like not a sleigh, but build like a cute little decoration that's like Santa's um porta potty kind of thing, you know, like what do you call those? The like cute rustic ones, the outhouse. Yeah, like a North Pole outhouse, right? Like with like a luminary. And I just thought that would be adorably, you know, funny. And I'm like, oh, I love that idea. And he goes, no, I'm not talking about an outhouse. And I'm like, what are you talking about then? If you're not talking about an outhouse, like if we're talking about like mainstream cute decorations, then like, what are you talking about? You guys are not going to freaking believe what this guy says. So we're walking down this beautiful street, by the way, that has like falling leaves that are orange and red and yellow. And it's just so peaceful. And he goes, I'm not talking about an outhouse on the sleigh. I'm talking about Santa having a colostomy bag. A colostomy bag! A poop bag. And I'm like, hold up. Like, we just went from like a cute little kind of quirky craft that would be an outhouse to a colostomy bag for Santa. Let me just let that set in for a second. Because I lost my S. But I didn't because I didn't have a colostomy bag. Anyway, I lost it. And I was like, what are you even talking about? Colostomy bag. Like, who crafts a colostomy bag? Like, oh, let me put a colostomy bag theme, like Merry Christmas colostomy bag as a centerpiece on my Christmas table. I like seriously was so offended, you guys. I can't even. And I was like, well, clearly you don't want any part in this craft. So you are fired. And I am doing this on my own because I am not taking any more distractions of a freaking colostomy bag. I mean, like, you guys, you can tell in like the raise of my voice how offensive this conversation was. And I was just like, man, I can't even believe that. No, that's not true. I knew Cliff would have a crazy idea. I just didn't know it would be so far from like what actually, you know what, Cliff? Would you actually like craft a colostomy? Like, what was on your mind? Like, I'm gonna craft a colostomy bag?
I was looking for a solution for Santa that would require. No, that would be easy for him not to make a stop. He's got to cover the entire world in 24 hours.
But how is that a craft?
Oh, I thought you said crap.
I thought you said crap. Oh my gosh.
My bad.
Like, oh, here's a glittery bag that you know, connect to your intestines and it gets poop in it. That's what you're thinking?
I mean, they're not very decorative. They could definitely use some design.
Okay. Well. Okay. So anyway, after I got past that moment of, I can't believe I've been married to this guy for 20 years, I realized that I was on my own for crafting this project, and I wanted to make sure that it was cute and Christmassy. I did not create a carousel, but I think that I did create something that's very cute. So I'm going to show you what that is. Miss Caroline, are you ready? Okay, let me reach over and get it. Hopefully nothing falls apart. So I don't know about you guys, but I have been to a lot of stores, and there's something that's been like a common theme, and it's these little like miniatures for Christmas. That's always been kind of a common theme, but now people are kind of putting them in like dollhouse vignettes, which is really fun and cute. And there's just so many different themes that you can go with on that. So like whatever your taste is, right? Like traditional Christmas colors, and, sweets, pastels, like all of those things. And I thought that's really cute, but it's also like super expensive because I don't think I saw anything for under $25 with like little vignettes, that sort of thing. Especially if it had lights in it. I mean, then now you're talking about like $50 to $80. So I was like, how can I create that without spending a ton of money? And it just so happens that a cookie tin or a nut tin or a dried fruit tin or a candy tin has compartments that are perfectly sized for vignettes, for little miniatures, that sort of thing, decorating to your heart's content. And it has one more thing, which is usually it has a clear compartment area, which is very conducive to lighting. So I'll show you that I created a cookie tin vignette. And hold on, this is something I did not get at the Dollar Tree. I got some battery remote lights. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it lights up.
I don't think it's lighting up.
It is.
Oh, okay.
It is, yeah. But it lights up, and I got this. I don't even know. Like we have all these string lights like hanging around, but it does light up. You can see probably better that way. From behind, it's battery operated lights, which are hidden by this cute. Oh, I'm so glad that you love it, Caroline. I know I was hoping you weren't going to be disappointed that it wasn't a carousel theme.
Do you want me to unplug the front light to see if we can see it?
Yeah, actually, all you have to do is actually, no, you can't unplug that one. But that one you can. Just turn off the thing right there. Let's see if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it
a little bit.
A little bit better. Here. There.
Let me say hi to Caroline. Can you see me?
No, not yet.
Without knocking everything over?
Not yet. There you are.
Hi, Caroline.
Oh,
Happy Halloween. Sorry, I took over your show.
No, I mean, like, hey, you were working on that anyway.
All right, there's your light.
Thank you. So here I am, and you can tell, well, Caroline, you can tell because I used, again, my handy dandy holographic duct tape, generic duct tape from Dollar Tree to cover up, because it's a black tin, to cover up the black, and then to cover up, these kind of vein pieces here. And then, because I went to the Dollar Tree and I was like, I need some Christmas stuff, I have some recommendations for you if you're going to go start collecting some Christmas stuff. Let me turn the lights off. See, can you see the difference between turning the lights off and turning the lights off?
Less flickery with the lights off.
Yeah. And the thing is I actually don't have them on flicker. That's just the way that the frame rate works on the camera. So, oh, thanks, Caroline. You're so sweet. I think that I might be trying to acquire, maybe I'll go to Goodwill and get some more of these tins, because I think this is a great gift for family and friends. It is just so cute and personalized. Like, you can really go with the colors of your friends and family, and you don't have to do this duct tape thing. You can do spray paint, that sort of thing. But what I really liked about it was the fact that it was a clear insert, and I just smushed fairy lights in between the clear insert and the tin, and it was just like instant, beauty there. And then, I covered it and then just started adding and adding and adding layers, making sure not to cover up too many of the light areas. And it is so cute. I will have a full how-to video on it and how I created it and how it looks in the dark and that sort of thing. But I wanted to show you guys live first, because I'm quite surprised by how it turned out. And actually, if I'm willing to give this to a friend or family member, that means that I'm actually pretty proud of it. So I think I'm gonna go to Goodwill and get myself some more tins so that I can send these off. I mean, imagine I didn't have the top for this, but if I had the top for this, I could probably do another similar project just with the top, and then separately, have 2 different projects. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that during the holidays. And Caroline, it would be awesome to see what your take would be if you had a cookie tin or something like that, to see what your take would be. I love seeing other crafters styles and like their preferences. So I really want to do like a winter wonderland one, and of course I want to do like a sweets sort of what do you call it, like a Candyland sweets one, a more rustic one, because I have friends that they really enjoy like the mountain rustic aesthetic. So, I mean, this right here, I call this Christmas puked on something aesthetic because that's my aesthetic. I just want like your kind of traditional green and reds, but like I want it glittered, I want it shiny, I want it puked all over. So like that is I like that idea, Caroline, just to go to the grocery store and just eat all the goodies first. In fact, that gives me an idea. What I could do is almost like a prank where like you make it look like the person's getting getting like cookies. But they open it up and there's no cookies, or there's no candy or anything. But they still get a cute thing. um or you could send the actual candy and everything separately, like alongside of it in a different container, and be like, look at what I did with the container, that sort of thing. Okay, so let me show you some of the things that I used in this. I keep getting distracted. I'm going to put this right next to me because I did go to Dollar Tree and do a small haul from Dollar Tree, a small Dollar Tree haul, where I got, tissue paper. I was thinking, oh, I could like back this with, Mod Podge on some tissue paper, but they have some really cute, stuff. And my goal when I went was like, I just need things that are going to be versatile enough to use on this project, but also use on other projects as well, because it's all about the accents and the accessorizing. So I found some felt, little shapes. And one unique thing that I did that maybe others have thought of before too is I bought these self-adhesive gift tags, because there are so many awesome little characters in here that I could cut out as like separate stickers. So I actually did cut out this birdhouse with the bird, and I put that inside of my little project just to sort of add like some depth and layering. Like I just saw so many of these, and of course I love having these around to put on packages as well. But I thought, oh, I can cut out, joy. I could cut out all these things and I can stick them to various projects. And this was the first project that I did so. And there's like, how many in here? 104 of them, and lots of different options. So I can imagine that my son and I will kind of be going a little bit sticker crazy with some of our projects, which makes me pretty excited. And then I got tiny bows, which I did use quite a bit to add some shine, some reflectiveness in each of the little compartments. Some felt gingies. I call them gingies because of Shrek. Gingerbread men. And I just think they're too cute. They came in a package. I want to say they came in a package of, well, see, I got Santas. Yeah, it was a package of 4. So the Santas came in a package of 4, and the gingies came in a package of 4. And there's a gingerbread girl and a gingerbread boy. Let me see. Yeah. So I put them like along the back there. And, ooh, I almost did it again. Sorry, guys. I got these cardboard gift tags because there were a few shapes in here, and the one that I used is not in here anymore, but there's 4 or 5 each of each design. The one that's missing is the one that I was using, and I'll show you how I used it. So I cut out the snowman right there. You see that guy right there? Got some strings coming off that are annoying me. So I cut that out and folded it under. I gave myself like a little tab to fold under, and then I just hot glued them right there in the front so that he's not covering up too much and you can still see the light coming through. Okay, so there's that one. And then I got more felt shapes. I put a lot of those up top, hanging down. And then I got these, I don't know what I would call these, but they're like the foam glitter. Maybe they're called like vase fillers. I think they're probably called vase fillers. These, which I use mostly the stars and the little boots for that. And then because I'm obsessed with bottle brush trees, I bought a few packages of bottle brush trees to go throughout as well. And you'll see like I added some foam balls throughout and I decorated the trees too throughout. Yeah. Thanks, Caroline. All right. So that is the craft that I did the craft challenge that I did based on Caroline's request, which was create something Christmassy out of a old cookie nut candy tin. And I think I did a pretty darn good job doing that. So what's next is we got to pick what the challenge material is going to be for next week. What? That's right. Next week, I'm going to have to come up with something that you all pick from that green box right there that Cliff is going to grab for me. And we're going to pick a theme. And I have to come back to you with what I created next week with that particular material. You'll notice in my last couple episodes, I've actually been able to create some cool things. So,
can I put a few things in it?
Yes, please do put a few things in it.
10 seconds to put a few things in it.
Cliff is going to put some random things in it to help everybody choose from the items that they think would be weirdest or most inspiring or whatever. And I will take suggestions on what the theme should be. I'm going to hope that somebody says holiday or Christmas or Turkey Day or something that's upcoming, because I am working a lot on holiday projects. All right.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay, so Cliff's going to bring over the pile of junk.
I can't even get to you because there's stuff in the way.
Pile of junk.
But I have for you a box of stuff.
Okay, whoa. Okay, we've already done, what the heck? Okay, we've already done this, but we could do this again. This is foam. I definitely will be working more with foam this season. Okay, so the first one is foam. Second one is a strawberry container, empty. I actually think that this is a challenging one. Like,
it's very difficult
because
to work with.
It has like holes in it. It doesn't remind me of like any particular shape or anything.
We have a heat gun.
That's true. We could melt it. Yeah. So we have this that would be interesting to repurpose, an interesting challenge, which is the strawberry container. And it looks like Cliff threw in some random stuff here. Okay. Caster wheels. This is so you. Of course you would put caster wheels in there.
So whatever it is.
There's like there's 4 caster wheels. I mean, okay. It's a DIY project. And then some Halloween lights, which could easily be holiday lights too. All right, so choices are more foam crafts, a strawberry container craft, something lighted using these lights, and casters. Please, somebody speak up, because I know what Cliff wants me to work with, and it's the casters, and I seriously just don't think that anybody's going to be having casters laying around their houses to use.
People are pretty crafty. That's pretty common.
Okay, doesn't look like anybody's going to speak up for me. All right, Cliff.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. No, wait, hold on.
What?
I've already fired you.
Oh, that's right. I'm not qualified.
You know,
but I talked to HR. I just got reassigned.
No.
Which means I'm just disastrous in another area.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Instead of letting the guy that I fired for this week's project pick. I'm going to put a survey out on my YouTube channel, community channel, of a picture of all of the things that we're going to choose from. I'll keep it open for like 48 hours and we'll see what you all pick. I think that sounds like a safer option than what Cliff is about to propose. So plus I fired him. Why would you like have another guy, you know, like the guy that you fired come back in and pick the thing that you're going to do next? That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so if you've never watched us before, watched me before, my name is Andrea Curry. I like to craft and turn things into crazy transformations. Cliff is always a part behind the scenes. He is my husband of almost 20 years. This is a fun way to connect with other creative people. It is supposed to be an inspirational, fun idea show. Sometimes it turns into a crazy appearance or a glimpse into our nutty life. So hopefully you got a few giggles out of our weird dynamics, and I hope that you come back for next week's craft as well. Thank you for coming, and again, I'm Andrea Curry. Bye. Glitter bomb!